Welcome to the London Youth Express. I'm Renata Leuthen and I'm the CEO of the London Youth Express, and today I want to focus 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, start. Welcome to the London Youth Express. I am Renata Leuthen. I am the CEO of the London Youth Express, and today we want to talk about one of the greatest problems which our young people are facing today. I've thought about what I would describe as one of the biggest issues that we need to address and resolve and to admit. And the answer I've come up for this talk is communications. We have a massive communications problem. We actually have a communications emergency. This communications problem starts with ourselves when we are young, when we are children, when we are young adults. We have been taught to adapt to a kind of norm or a kind of standard person, a kind of human being that society and our parents and the people in the nurseries and in the daycare centers want us to be. We have by default subscribed to the notion of the so-called good person. We all want to be a good person. We all want to be a good person in society. We all want to be liked. And because we were never given the freedom to be ourselves, what has happened is that we have this idea in our heads and in our hearts that we must be so and so and not who we really are. We were meant to be different and unique, and we suffer from being in the crowd and following the crowd and trying to be some member of the crowd, and whoever that crowd is, and whatever purpose, if there is any at all, it fulfills. The communication problem starts in our youth. We are not really able to express ourselves, who we are, what we feel, what we want to be, what we desire to feel. Then we become young adults, and the communication problem persists. It persists at our workplaces. We are not open. Many of us communicate in quite hidden ways, which other people can never figure out. And one area where our communication problems persist is in our private, in our intimate relationships. We enter those relationships believing that the other person is perhaps just the perfect person that we need and that we're looking for, and that somehow they know what we want, what we feel, and how to make us happy. And then we start to realize that there are communication errors and breakdowns, that the other person is maybe not what we thought they were, and they don't know how to handle us, and we walk through all kind of crisis situations. Why aren't we all honest? Why don't we admit in the first place that we have a communication problem? Why don't we admit that our strategy to replace people who did not make us happy, to replace people who we could never figure out, to replace people who have become quite uncomfortable and inconvenient? Why don't we admit that all those replacement strategies are not working? They are not working because they cannot work. We human beings were designed for open communication. We were designed to be honest. We were designed to be human. We were designed to make mistakes. We were designed to fail and to get up again, to try again, and then to succeed. Our communication problem is costing all of us, and it is actually costing all of us too much. If we look at the current unrest in the Middle East, again unrest and again not peace, we understand that the communication problem is a universal problem. It is affecting our nations, and it is the seedbed for wars, for separations, and for unhappiness, for divorces, and also for suicides, because people kill themselves when they experience a total communication breakdown and when they see no way out. Our youth has the potential to save this planet, and what we need are young people who stand up for the truth, who stand up for true communication, and who say that they are fed up with the communication problem and they don't want it anymore. The communication problem is resolvable. The communication problem is manageable. It is not something that we were born with. It is not something that we must endure, that we cannot find a suitable and working solution for. It is our responsibility, no matter how young, how old we are, to establish open, honest, and good communication, and to establish them everywhere, at school, at home, in our love relationships, at our workplaces, everywhere, and also between politicians and between the people. It is time for good communications. It is time for good vibrations. We need to fill this planet with good vibrations, vibrations of joy and of love. And our young people got the potential and the power to really save this planet and save society, because we have never had a youth that was able to express themselves in true, honest and open communication. A youth that expressed openly and freely what they thought and felt, and also their ideals and their dreams. Communication, effective communication for peace, for love, for human progress and for freedom has to become an ideal. And we have to be the ones, the people who manifest this ideal, who make this ideal come true, who make this ideal to be our future and also our present. Let us start a communication revolution, a peaceful one, led by love, understanding that we need effective communication. We need to communicate, we need to express who we are, what we feel, what we want, and we need to believe that we don't have to replace people or nations. We have to really scrap this whole ridiculous replacement theory. We can get along with each other. We can get along with everyone. We can have peace with ourselves and with everyone.